Hi, welcome back to part 2 of the Bandai Action Base 5 Unbagging review. Here's the review of it. So, pretty much, you get some less parts in here and some different parts. So, I love that they have the instructions on here, which is nice. Parts list over here. Parts list over here, but some things that you get that's a little less than the others. Obviously, you're going to get one action base with, say, AB5. So, action base, AB, action base. So, action base 5, AB5. You're only going to get one AB or one action base. While in AB4, action base 4, you get two more action base. Which, for about a master grade, that's kind of what you need. A little bit more weight distribution so that they don't fall over or lean forward to the side. Just having one, it's probably going to be better for a, 1144, a high grade, while master grades, 1100s, they need two more bases to kind of put them together. You do get your base equipped so that you could take Action Base 5, which is the same as Action Base 4, and connect Action Base 5 to Action Base 4, and vice versa, 4 to 5, and so on. So you do get your little equip there to tab them in. You do get two different ones of these for your U-shape holders. A 6mm and a 7mm. Which oddly they look a little bit different on here. They're a little bit thinner with more forks in there. And when you actually get them, they are more a square U-shape. Yeah, okay. And you do get two little pad connectors here. I don't know how good you can see on camera, but there they are right there. Get that. So that's about the same for the pet connectors. You do get 3 of these little fireman type of firefighter, ladders, as I'm going to call them. You get this big long one, you get the short one, and the medium one is what I already have on the base there to kind of hold the arms up. You get this piece, which they said could be a part to attach weapons to. Where they said, F it, just use your imagination and it as something to attach the weapon to. That's literally what they say. Yeah, well, they don't say F it, but where is it? Part 12. Yeah, right here, part 12. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus. Use this part. Let's see. Use this part freely to attach weapons. While part 14 says ped type holder for weapons, which attaches to ped 13. So 14 attaches to 13 if you wanted to. So let's take a look at those. So here's ped 13, and here's ped 14. If I didn't mess up. Yep, 14 is just this round little cylinder ped. You put a weapon on there, and then you attach it to ped 13 here, just like so. So you got that going on. This is going to be mostly your standard butt plug for most of your Gundams. So there is that. Then you get, I don't know how good you can see these. Actually, this time for AB5, Action Base 5, you can see them a little bit better. The little slots on there. You get 2 of them, but you do got to put these little parts on the bottom there. And you can put them anywhere on the base. Pretty much what you need these 2 for is, you take this one giant arm here, which now it's a little out of focus on camera there. There we go. So you take this arm, well, you take that little part out, that little ladder out. So you take the top part, break it away from the bottom part. Don't use that base, and then you could use these bases to create little mini things. So you got to use this one and this one for. This one has a little hood shape, as you can see, and this one is just standard round. So those are probably going to be more for holding up shields on like a master grade, or maybe a wheel grade to hold out like their giant beam bazooka type of cannon thing. That's really what those ones are for. You have your standard coming out flying pad. So any mold type suit that pretty much has a transformation into some type of a ship flying type of aircraft mode, you got this little pad for it, which is a two-part pad. You got a pad there and a pad back here. So one pad there, one pad there. Kind of gives you your flying airplane mode. Of course, you got your little pincher grabbing claw, or kind of like the little UFO crane game where you go, oh no, you didn't catch it. You just wasted 50 cents. You know, you got one of those. And then on this, I'm surprised on this. This, you only get one of them. So you do get the top part that plugs in there, and the bottom part, but for the handle, you only get one handle, which is pretty much used for like weapons, I would say. That you put this on there, then, you know, it could kind of hold like a giant beam cannon or a shield. Action Base 4, they gave you another one of these long wads. Yeah, I know. Right? Insert tons of jokes right there, right? Yeah. Well, you got two of them that made it longer, which would work for, you know, 1/100, wheel grade, master grades. Don't know about perfect grades, because it didn't say anything about perfect grades on here. But here you only get one, which I don't know what you could really do with that. And then the wonders that you get is only two wonders. The one that had the action base and the base connector, then pretty much almost all your parts on there. So, I think this is just how I attach on here. I don't think I need to attach anything else. And then we're going to bring out the Leos, because this one is just so much fun to use. Put it in there for its little butt plug. Now this one, they actually are staying pretty much together. Oh, no, now it's falling down. Give me a second here to move all our parts that I'm not going to be using for the moment. And kind of insert the medium-sized ladder in here. Which I wish that they had a different ladder type of system. Because a lot of times it just, you know, falls over like that. They say push it in as tightly and as far as you can. I wish that instead of this ladder that they have going in there, you know, this little firefighter ladder, that was more of a lock system. Now they do have a lot on the bottom here to lock the angle that way, and a lot on the top to lock the Gundam in there. So if you don't want him like he's standing straight up, you can kind of. It's a bit hard, but there is a lot there that you can unlock, so you can kind of have it more leaning back, like, oh my god, there's a gun on top of me, like, you know, kind of sandwich mode, like this, where like this Leo's, instead of standing like, you know, this way, could kind of go this way, you know what I'm saying, like that. You can kind of have it like that, but the lots, once you lock them into a certain type of angle that you want to really lock them into for a certain pose, or for their art flight mode type of transformation, spaceship, whatever you want to call it, for their transformation gimmick, yeah, it's something that once you set it up to where you want it and you locked it in there, pretty much locked in it and forget about it. Unless you have long fingernails. And even with long fingernails, this top one I could not get to open up to move it around. The bottom one was a little bit more freely, but the top one, yikes, that was kind of tight, you know. But all in all, not that bad. I mean, if anyone, I would say Action Base 5 is going to do what you want it to do, pretty much for a standard HG 1144 grade, you know, high grade. But I went with the AP4, Action Base 4. I don't know why I said AP, I mean AB4 for Action Base 4. But yeah, Action Base 4, pretty nice. I'm not going to show off the Gundam over there. The Gundam Wing Master Grade, which is the only Master Grade that I have so far in my collection of the Apollyon. Reason why, it's a little bit finicky. You want to glue that part in. The whip is a little bit, the the wings kind of get in the way, and I know the cockpit opens up, but it took me about like 2 weeks just to install the cockpit. Not that, I had other things to do and stuff, but the cockpit was just like, oh, get in there, close in. It was open, when it closed, when it did close, it fall out, it was like, oh! You just want to forward down, step on it, grab a sledgehammer, smash it, run it over with my truck, pour gasoline on it, set it on fire, a bonfire. But, after I finally got the cockpit in there, I'm like, there's a little mini pilot, I'm not paying that thing 2 weeks. One, that cockpit was a pain to get in. 2 weeks to get that cockpit in. Oh, that little door. Oh, yeah. And then the mini fitter is just way too small to paint. Now, the one of the sets I had the most fun building was actually the Leos. It was the most fun one to build. Reason why? I can't remember if there was any polycats in there. The order you started in was reversed. You went with the feet to the head, which usually you start with like the chest, the head, and then the feet. Everything works. I mean, you could get the shield, the beam saber hidden behind the shield. It could hold its gun, with eye drooping down. There is no citrus on this one whatsoever, and you really don't need to panelize just a little bit behind the head for the little red vents and a little bit on the shield and stuff if you do want to panelize. But no stickers at all. Fantastic. I love this one. I would definitely recommend everyone go out and buy a Leos. Leos don't have that much weapons and stuff, but it's definitely going to be one of the most fun ones that you're going to have joy building. If you're a new beginner, old gunpla builder, this is going to be a joy. You actually might want to get like 5 or 6 of these just to build a little Leo's army. I love this one. If I had to pick one Gundam that I love, that was a joy to build this one. The other ones were the double